if you go out right now and ask any young guy between the age of 18 to 25 years old what their goals are, they will tell you that they want to make it, they want to be successful, they don't want to be in a 9 to 5, they want to make 10, 20, 30K per month. But the sad thing is that most of these young guys that have these big goals and all this potential are never going to actually achieve that. For one very simple reason that I want to explain to you in this video. When I got this, my life changed completely. Like, I used to be this guy. I was 16, 17, 18 years old, talking about how I'm gonna be an entrepreneur, how I'm gonna be successful, but being so far away from making it, being broke, living with my parents, unsuccessful, failing a bunch of different businesses, and it's like wondering like why nothing was working out. Why is it so difficult to make money online, And then stuff clicked for me. I understood one simple concept I'm going to break down for you in this video, and everything changed. Now I make thousands of dollars per day in my early 20s. I travel all over the world as I want. I have complete freedom at this point because I learned the concept of having a high say and do ratio. So what is that? What I mean? Let me explain it, okay? First thing you need to understand is that your goals do not make you unique whatsoever. Every single young guy has big goals for making it. What actually allows some people to go out and achieve that is understanding what it actually takes. You cannot have the goal of, I want to have a business. I want to make 100K per month or even 10K per month. Say that you want that, but then, for example, yes, like I did in the past, when it comes time to take a risk, when it comes time to invest in yourself and learn the skills required to actually become the business owner or become the successful person you want to be, you're not willing to do that. You're not willing to move like the version of yourself that's already successful. This is why most young guys will never make it. This is why if I wouldn't have broken out of this loop that I was stuck in the past, which I'll explain to you in a second of what actually happened, I would still be broke. I would still be unsuccessful. Because this was about 2 or almost like 3 years of my life where when I got into entrepreneurship, I started trying to like make it online, I tried an agency, tried affiliate marketing, tried drop shipping. And when I was doing this, I was like, just trying to make 10K per month. I was like trying to become successful. But I didn't ever look at, okay, what does the version of me that's already successful look like? How do they move? And how do I align myself to that version of myself? I was trying to move like my current self, make decisions like I was comfortable with making decisions, and expect that to change my life. Which, if you don't get this already, like that's the cheat code for staying broke. And that's probably why you haven't made it yet. That's why you're watching this video, you're not successful yet, you haven't hit 10K per month. You have all the potential. The reason why you have the goals inside of you to make 10K or to make 20K or to achieve freedom, to make it at a young age, is because it's a version of you that's already successful, that's already made it. All you need to do is to kill your current self. Stop moving from your current frequency, the current version of you, and step into the new one. That's all you need to do. Here's the thing, like when I was trying to become successful in the beginning, I remember hopping on calls to like learn about different courses and mentorships and like ways I can develop my skills and learn from people that were better than me, And I would always be making excuses. I would be pushing off making decisions. I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna analyze a bit more. I'm gonna learn a bit more. Or there was like a risk to be taken. I had to invest money into something, And I would always just be like hoarding my money and be very careful with the money that I was making. I didn't get this at the time, but that was basically just confirming my current situation, confirming my current frequency. Because obviously the version of me that's making 10, 20, 30, 50K per month, like I'm doing right now, that person, like that version, doesn't hoard their money. They spend freely. They have an abundant mindset. They know the value of investing into getting help from people that are further ahead. But I didn't act that way back then, and that's why I was broke. And hopefully you get it now. Like this is how you change your life very quickly, is by simply stepping in and moving like the new version of yourself, acting exactly in accordance with the goals that you have right now. And yeah, it's uncomfortable. Yeah, it's scary. When I changed this, the first time I remember hopping on a sales call to buy like a coaching program when I was getting into high ticket sales, to get trained and get into a good company to work with in this industry, I remember hopping on that call and like I made all these excuses. It was an $8,000 program. So pretty much like all the money I had at that point. I remember making all these excuses for I was gonna push this off. It's a big decision, it's uncomfortable, I need to do more research, I need to try it out on my own, like all these different things, I didn't buy on that call. And the guy that I was talking with, like the closer, the high ticket closer that was gonna close me, he was telling me like, bro, what do you think the version of you that's a high ticket closer, that's making 10, 20K per month, what do you think they would do? Do you think they would make all these excuses, push stuff off, and overanalyze, make just like stupid excuses overall, or do you think they would lead themselves? Do you think they would step into uncertainty and take action on their goals and push themselves forward and just like trust their own ability to figure out as they go? When he said that, it clicked for me. It's like, it's not about sticking to your current way of making decisions and expecting change. Change only comes when you change first. And that was like it perfectly clicked with me at that moment. And I just realized, okay, this is what I need to do. I simply just need to start acting like the version of myself I'm trying to become. As simple as that. And I sat down, I got clear on like, okay, the version of me who's a closer, that's leading other people, that's closing a couple of deals every single day, that's making $500, 1K, 2K on a daily basis. How do they move? How do they make decisions? How do they communicate? How do they, like even with friends and family and like all relationships, like how do they speak? How do they carry themselves? How do they make decisions? How do they invest their money? How do they spend their money? Like all that stuff. But very clear on it. And what it looked like for me was just like, I broke it down into daily actions. Amount of role playing that I need to be doing every single day. How many outreach to companies I had to be doing every single day. You know, I just got those very, very clear on like the daily actions I need to do to make that happen for myself. And also, okay, the risks I need to be taking. When I had a decision to be made, I always made decisions immediately. I stopped pushing stuff off. I stopped over-analyzing. Because at the end of the day, what analyzing and sitting down and like learning more and trying to perfect your decision, that's just a coping mechanism that you're using right now and that I used to use to just feel comfortable about making decisions. The truth is that the most successful people in the world, they make decisions when they feel like 70%, 80% confident, and they understand that there's always uncertainty there. You're never 100% confident until you jump in, and you need to have that trust in yourself. I learned this as well. I learned how to lead myself to actually make good decisions, and I align myself with that frequency, and then it became natural. I went from 0 to 10K a month for high-ticket sales in my own income, like for personal take-home income for me in my early 20s by just stepping into the new version of myself and moving like them before that was my reality. I spoke like the version of myself that already made 10K a month. I moved like them, I made decisions like them, and then it became my reality. The only reason why you haven't gone that for yourself yet is because you haven't stepped into that new version of yourself. You're still moving like the old you, expecting your life to change, which I'm sorry to tell you, but it's not gonna happen. You're gonna stay broke, stuck, unsuccessful, stay stuck in this loop of just trying to make stuff work but nothing really working out until you realize this. Until you get clear on, okay, this is my goal, I wanna make 10K a month. What does a version of me actually look like? How do they move? And you align yourself to that frequency, you move exactly like them, regardless of how it feels. And again, this is why it's so important to be meditating and why it's so important to understand that you're gonna have emotions come up. When you're doing this practice, when you step into this new version of yourself, you're gonna feel certain ways. You're gonna feel nervous, uncomfortable, maybe scared sometimes, etc. And that's why meditation is so powerful, because it allows you to distance yourself from these emotions. When I started meditating, I was able to feel scared, feel nervous, have the old frequency, my old version of me, show up and tell me, this is too scary, you shouldn't do this, don't spend all this money to learn a new skill or whatever it is. But not listen to that. Understand that that was the old version of me that I was trying to kill, just having those thoughts come up. And because of that, I ignored that and I stepped fully into the new one. So hopefully this makes sense, and be the guy who's actually gonna take this information and go and execute on it. Don't just go to the next video right now and be like, yeah, now I feel good, I learned this stuff from Alex and I'm gonna go and watch another self-improvement video. Like actually sit down and get clear on this stuff. Step into it. Because this is, I'm telling you, like, just genuinely, this is the only thing that's holding you back right now from stepping into everything that you're able to achieve for yourself that can genuinely change your life very, very quickly. So take action on this. If you want my help to get into the business model that I do and get coached by me one-on-one to just literally have me hold your hand throughout learning high-ticket sales, getting into a good company from my network, and make sure you actually see success in this industry like I've been doing, you can apply down below, book a call, see if you're a good fit for my coaching. Any questions, DM on Instagram. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Ciao.